My grandfather built a place for you and me. It's easily the most precious thing to me. Said even if your love was the only thing that I could write home about. Every night's the same, just when we open fire, it makes the wall between us seem a bit higher. So where is your love? The only thing that I want to write home about. So don't make me the panic, don't make me the panic in this dream. Don't make me the panic, don't make me the panic in this dream.
Hello everyone.
Hello students, I am Pierre Gonsalves.
My dear boys, I feel so honored and wonderful talking to you.
Good evening, my dear students. I am teacher Balbina D'Souza. I am very grateful to this particular group of students who are making this kind of program for the teacher online.
Greetings to you all, dear students. It's a great pleasure to have dialogues with you. I'm very much thankful to Harshal for having thought of this way, because it's very difficult to interact with you all.
Hi my dear students, this is teacher Shaila who taught you all right from class 5 onwards. Harshal was been after me, like please teacher kindly record and send. I'm not able to, but I'm not so techno savvy like all of you.
Good day, dear boys. It feels great to address you all as boys, and I'm sure you liked it too. It feels great addressing all of you, my dear boys, knowing that you are not anymore boys but adults, married, settled, and proud fathers.
Hi, I'm teacher Maruk. Season's greetings to all of you dear ones. When Harshal asked me to give a video message to all, I very gladly gave my consent, thinking this was the best way to get in touch with my dear students.
Greetings to all. I am Sir Shailendra Gunjal.
Hello everyone, myself Roma teacher. I hope you all remember me. It feels so good to be back talking to you all.
Good morning boys. Nice being with you. Just a quote from Phil Collins, which I hold dear. It goes, in learning you will be teaching, and in teaching you will be learning.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So let me go back in time and start from the beginning. Hello friends, it is an absolute pleasure to be connecting with you all once again. Your questionnaire gave me the opportunity to go down memory lane and remember and relive my golden days at Xavier's.
Hello everyone, this is your computer teacher Vaibhava. So happy to connect to all of you after so many years. Very happy. Xavier's is a memory very close to my heart and always will be.
Hello students, I'm teacher Krupa, your computer teacher. It gives me an immense pleasure to talk to you all after such a long time.
Hello everyone. Where do I begin? It's difficult to sometimes define beginnings and ends of some journeys in life, especially when it is a lifelong process that perhaps never ends.
I have spent 30 years in Xavier's. I joined in 1985. 15th June was the first day in Xavier's, and I was appointed as a class teacher of 5th C class. Teacher Daphne and teacher Anjali Bhave was the co-workers.
I joined St. Xavier's
in 1978, Nashik then was considered a big developed town. Dear Jaya Anthony and dear Berna were co-teachers. I had joined under the able command of Reverend Father Sidney Fuse. I was very young myself, so I learnt more than I taught. I learnt from Father Fuse. I learnt from my seniors. I learnt from my co-teachers. As a primary teacher, I got to teach all subjects. I could sing, dance, act, do everything I loved myself to make my students' day enjoyable for them and more for me.
First day of my school began itself in a very funny incident. After assembly, my headmaster, Sir Arokyanathan, told me, please go and stand in front of class 6th B. I went over there and I was standing over there. I was waiting for sir to come over there. And you will surprised to know all of a sudden one old man came and he started shouting at me. He was shouting at me that how you dare to beat such a tender child of 6th standard. You don't have any manners. And that child was making all attempts to pull the shirt of that old man and telling him, Daddy is not. Daddy is not. But he continued scolding me. By the time you'll find then Sir Nathan came over there and then he told what happened, and Sir Arokyanathan also smiled and said, he is not the master about whom you are talking about. Okay, so then I entered into the class. Then Sir Arokyanathan introduced me to the class 6B. He was a class teacher of 6B. Then after he introduced me, he left the class. And you will find all students burst into the laugh. And I did not understand. I was looking from top to bottom whether my zip is open or whether some buttons are open or something like that. Then I called the monitor. I still remember my first monitor was Amit Abraham. I called him and I asked him what happened. Then he told me, sir, from the beginning of the year, you are our 7th class teacher, and that is why they all are laughing. I said, and then I become a little bit comfortable. Okay, then nothing is wrong with my look and all.
I joined St. Xavier's in the year 1982 under the principalship of late Reverend Father Sidney Fuse. And I consider myself extremely fortunate to serve under his leadership because Father was an excellent administrator, a strict disciplinarian, a very good teacher, a good guide, friend, philosopher, and above all, a very good human being.
I can't remember the day exactly. It was in May that Sir Pardeshi told me that Father Fuse and Arokyanathan sir, they have called you tomorrow. So 1st June, and I was given some classes, especially being a B computer, they gave me the higher classes.
The date I joined St. Xavier's High School was 17th August 1994, and the first lecture was in 10th standard. I remember all the students, very tall, handsome, only boys school, and it was my first day in the 10th standard. The first day I joined school, in the recess, all the students came with their tiffins in the long recess and they offered me their tiffins. That was the first interaction I had with all the students.
My journey in Xavier's has always been very exciting, very interesting. I've got to learn so many things from the Xavierites, from my colleagues, and everyone over there. So my journey in Xavier started from 1st October 1985. It was very interesting, and I still remember the first day at school. I was quite excited, but was equally nervous to be in a new environment with new people. But as soon as I entered the school and looked at those pretty smiling faces of the young Xavierites, I regained my confidence and began to show my magic through paper, scissors, and glue. At first, I was nervous about coming into a very new environment surrounded with new people, but all my colleagues and Father Fuse welcomed me with open arms.
I had the opportunity of teaching at Xavier's for 3 years. I was class teacher of Standard 6th in the first year and the following year of Standard 8th. I shared a special bond with the 95 batch. I taught them in class 5th and the following years later.
I joined St. Xavier's in 1984, when I was a college student. And that's the first time I came into school to teach students of Standard 4th as a substitute teacher. And Teacher Kanta was from then on my best friend until date.
My plans were different before coming here. I eagerly wanted to serve our country by being in the armed forces. From 1988 till 1994, I kept preparing for the same, but was not successful. Finally, after completing my master's in physical education, I came back and joined St. Xavier's. I was fortunate to be back with the AMDG concept for the greater glory of God.
1967 was the year I joined St. Xavier's, invited by Reverend Father Peter Lewis, the then principal of the school. Teaching boys was not a new experience. I taught boys from day one of my teaching career. I became a teacher as there was no options for women except teaching and nursing. I began my teaching career at the age of 16 as at that time teachers were at a premium.
I was from Marathi medium school, due to which my English language skills were not so good. Meanwhile, I came to know that there was a vacancy in Xavier's for Marathi subject teacher. I grabbed that golden chance, and to my great delight, I secured my dream job at my dream school. This is strong willpower. शाहरुख खान ने ऐसे ही नहीं कहा है कि अगर तुम किसी चीज़ को दिल से चाहोगे तो पूरी कायनात तुम्हें वो दिलाने की कोशिश करती है. I started working at Xavier's in the academic year 91-92. I still remember my first day. I was standing near teacher Zainab during morning assembly. I told her, I am a bit scared. She told me, go confidently in the class and start teaching. My first period was in 5th standard. I was still nervous, but I put on a brave face and taught confidently. By God's grace, my first day went very well. This is how my journey has begun in Xavier's.
I joined Xavier's in 1991 and I was there till 2004. That means almost for 14 years, a pretty long time.
So if I look at the graph of my 30 years career, I joined in September 1991. I guess that time you all were in 7th standard. I used to teach you all science. Means my aim was to become professor. But what happened, I really got very less marks in BSc, right? BSc. So I did not get admission for MSc. That was a problem. Otherwise, it was my aim of life to become a professor in Wadia College, Pune.
I always had the fascination for English subject, and for my B.Ed we had to select 2 subjects, and my first 2 subjects were English and Marathi. But I got a chance to teach as a Marathi teacher and not an English teacher. At that time there were many senior teachers and many experienced teachers teaching English. So there was no vacancy for me. But I was not disappointed. I was all the more happy for getting a chance to teach in Xavier. Before that I wanted to be a singer either or radio jockey.
When I came to be the class teacher of Standard 8, I found geography on my timetable. I went to Father Fuse. I wept bitterly and pleaded with him. I was not good in geography. I told him. I myself still wondered why the moon stayed suspended, or why or how the earth moves. But Father just shrugged his shoulders and, rubbing his palms together like he always did, said with a smile, "Go, learn from Sheila." And I became a student again. I learned, and how I learned, sitting behind while she taught block mountains, the work of a river, and eclipses, and whatnot. She's such a fantastic teacher. She created a love for geography in me and in her students.
In fact, I never wanted to become a teacher initially. I always aspired to be a surgeon. But I was quite allergic to the sight of blood hence I changed my profession. And trust me, I really enjoyed teaching and loved my students.
Not that I wanted to become as a teacher. It was my destiny which called me here. But keep in mind, parallelly I was working for 2 industries also. I used to go to Sinnar, Kobit Conveyors, Neel Kamal, Satpur, there is a company Aerowebtex. There I had coded. A lot of coding was done from my side. But financial stability was given by Xavier. This lab was run by PTA. After 2 years, it was handed over to my colleagues. At that time, the colleagues were Mrs. Vaibhava Patil, she was HOD. Mr. Mahindra More, he was my classmate when we were in Xavier's. Rupa Vaidya. I wanted everything to get computerized. Even Father Fuse, Nathan Server of that aim, of that view. So first we computerized the salary sheet. All those sheets were computerized slowly. But the office staff, Teacher Millie and Sir John, they were reluctant to get computers into the office. But afterwards, they also found that it is good that computers should enter our office.
I always wanted to be a teacher because a teacher can change not only the hearts and minds but also change the society and also change the world. So a teacher is a very powerful instrument where you can change the child, you can change the society, and you can change the whole world also. The reason I joined the school was I was always in love with sports, and I wanted to teach the younger children how to play and how to enjoy themselves as much as they could in those days.
And I always wanted to be a teacher because I had a passion to do more creative things, learn new things, and definitely share it with the people, especially children. And no other opportunity was better than being a teacher and sharing my creativity with you all.
For this first year, I had 35 classes a week, teaching 5th, 6th, 7th, Mathematics and General Science, for Standard 8 Physical Training, and Mass PT for the 5th, 6th and 7th. A very proud moment to come back this way. I was sure that every day at Xavier's will be a memorable one for me from day one. And this is still the ultimate truth even today. Just imagine, from KG to 10th, nurtured and educated, polished and brought up by the best educators at school, and to be back again to practice the same on generations to come.
Soon after I completed my post-graduation, I got married and settled in Nashik. When my son started going to school, I would drop him off every day and see this wonderful school and beautiful campus. I really loved the atmosphere of this school, especially activities like fun fair, shine feast, drama competitions, sports day. It all seemed so exciting, so much fun, and it made me want to be a part of this school.
1990, the year I joined St. Xavier School, Nashik. Before that, I had worked for a brief period in Nirmala School. My joining St. Xavier's was a planned coincidence of sorts, if I could call it that. My son was seeking admission to the KG section of the school, so it seemed to be a good idea to get employed there too. So, application sent, selected, and became a part of the Xavier's staff, shall we say the Xavier's family. My initial years were spent in making new friends and striking a rapport with everyone around me. I vividly remember all those good times when the feel-good factor was so dominant.
There are so many teachers I am missing, but teacher Rodrigues, I cannot forget. Teacher Sheila, they are my teachers. I always felt. I considered them to be my teachers because I learned so many things from these teachers. These are not only two teachers, but there are so many teachers from whom I learned so many things. There are KG teachers whom I can't forget. Teacher Irani and teacher Sheikh. I think teacher Irani was the senior most, the first teacher for KG in Xavier's, and I was happy that I spent few years with her. I'm sorry to hear about Andrew, who is no more with us, and my Shraddhanjali to Andrew. And there are the latest news also was about Mr. Pardesi, with whom I taught in the school, and I'm sorry. My Shraddhanjali to Mr. Pardesi. I'm very grateful to those teachers from whom I learned so many things. I am not able to take the names of so many years, but I do remember them. Some of them have left the universe. They are not here. And they were very good, very loving, caring. I miss so many of them. I miss the students also. And I feel like meeting them, saying hello before leaving this universe.
Our teachers were equally talented. We had good singers, dancers, actors, sportsmen, and excellent orators. We teachers worked hard. We stayed united where work or where the reputation of Xavier's was concerned. We were as though on a mission to make excellent men out of you, dear boys. I still remember Xavier's for its dramatics. I still have to witness dramatics like it used to be in St. Xavier's in my days. It was par excellence. The annual gathering, do you know? We even stitched paper costumes as times were bad. And teachers were so talented. I remember Teacher Daphne making such beautiful frocks and skirts and tunics. Even the assemblies with the crisp Southern Vishram, a dose of a lecture on a value, or the rendition of a beautiful story by Sir Bitchway, the house scoreboards maintained by Sir Pardesi. Who can ever forget the Shairi of Vishal Sir? Some of you turned into poets because of his inspiration. That reminds me, once I was passing by his class. He was in standard 10 and I heard, "Arey Gadho!" I was shocked, but the word Gadho was uttered so tenderly. It was dripping with love that the students didn't mind it. Oh, the boys loved you, Vishal sir. Such were the days when we taught in St. Xavier's.
Whatever I am today, right, there is a great contribution of all my colleagues. Reason being that though I was very weak in, you can say, English, but I got a very great support from, you will find all the masters. You can say Bichwe sir was there as well as Vishal sir was there, and really the great person is of my first headmaster, right? They helped me a lot to come out of all these problems. And you will find in the staff, no one used to speak in Marathi or any other language. All used to speak very nice English. And whom to talk with, right? Whom to talk with. Then I noticed that teacher Bharati Lone, right, was the only one who used to talk in Marathi. So I feel very comfortable, right? Okay, that is, there is one teacher that who can talk in Marathi. So I really used to share my problems with teacher Lone. And really, dear students, I am very much grateful to teacher Lone because till she retires, really she helped me a lot. I am very much thankful to her. My colleagues, you will find all the senior teachers, my God, they sometimes they used to scold me very badly, right? But I take it in a very good spirit, I can say. I remember, right, teacher Geeta Xavier as well as teacher Sangeeta Rodriguez. I always feel in that way, if these teachers would be there now, what would be the standard of the school and where these all teachers at present would be landing? There are no substitute for the standard of the teachers of all 91, 92, 93, surely not. The way that Sir Vishal used to teach, like Shero, Shairi and all of you used to enjoy your, which was the way he used to mingle with all of you to understand your problems. And of course, my dear friend, Mahendra More, sir, is very, he was very close to me. And right, whenever I used to land in some problems, then Mahendra used to help me a lot. Really. Thanks. My colleagues were very good. You will find all my colleagues, even teacher Shobna. If I'll take the name of one, then others will feel bad. But teacher Shobna, my best friend, teacher Shubra is there. I can say still she is there from those days till now. Right, she is helping me a lot. Right, in my one that my co-worker of 6A class or class teacher of 6A was Mrs. Dallas, and Mrs. Dallas was so nice. She taught me all things in the sense that how to fill the register, then how to find out the average, how to prepare the result. And I was very shy to talk with her, but she was a very bold lady, and she used to call me in a staff room and say, "Sit next to me, I'll teach you," right? And she used to teach me all these things. Then naturally you will find teacher Shaila and all were there with me to help me. And even frankly speaking, that I have very high regards for teacher Vaibhava then you will find teacher Sangeeta and teacher Geeta. But for not knowing English, right, I never used to express myself in front of them. That was a problem. Now, through this conversation, I can say yes, I have very high regards for all my colleagues. That I was best in one thing, and that is my subject knowledge. My subject knowledge was really excellent. All right, I never made any compromise with my effective teaching in the class, and in that I was very effective. Yes, of course, I'm telling you, I don't have skill to to organize some drama on a stage. I'm very weak on stage activities, but surely in class I was very effective.
Even my co-workers in the school were very cooperative and good. I spent 18 years in this prestigious institution, teaching mainly English and science to the higher classes.
It used to be sometimes very odd for me to sit in the staff room with my teachers who had taught me. Teacher Maji, Teacher Sheila, Teacher Rodrigues, Vichwe sir, Vishal sir, Patole sir, Pardeshi sir, Mary teacher, Kanta teacher, Kamat teacher. My fellow teachers, Katale sir, who is the present principal now, Pierre sir, Shailendra sir, Shaila teacher, Teacher Shubhra, Kutino teacher, they always guided me.
My co-worker was Sir Bichwe sir, a great volleyball player, direct volleyball player, and also a very good umpire at the state and national level. I learned a lot of things from him, especially discipline, coming to school on time, taking the classes on time, and doing all the things as perfect as Father Fuse would expect.
I would like to dedicate this to Teacher Rodrigues. To her students, she was Teacher Edline or Teacher Rodrigues. To her friends, Eda. To her family, Auntie Eda. To her 11 grandchildren, Nana. And to the 5 of us, she will always be Mummy. She married when she was 21 and continued to educate herself after marriage. I remember her getting up at dawn, going to school early, returning at 4 p.m., giving tuitions, studying for college, cooking, yet always making time for family prayer. She taught at St. Xavier's for over 35 years, provided the best education to her students, not just academically, but by example. She gave free tuitions and educated so many at her own expense.
At school, I was trained for the stage, so interacting with fellow teachers and students was not very difficult for me. I have been a silent learner, so was able to take ample guidance from my fellow teachers who had been my mentors at school.
My first principal was Reverend Father Peter Lewis, and the second was Reverend Father Sidney Fuse, who was one of the best principals I have ever worked under. There were many colleagues who I gelled with, but the one that made the lasting impression was Teacher Rodrigues. I met her in the October of the year of her passing away. Many of the teachers are still here, but many have passed away.
Coming to the years that I spent, the aeons that I spent at St. Xavier School, my journey was a very satisfying and fulfilling one. I remember every teacher I worked with. Mrs. Maji D'Souza, Mrs. Ada Rodrigues, Miss Sheila Coelho. These were only some of the names. The list is long and endless. The tea time would be the common meeting point. The singers, the musicians, Kanta Patri, Shailendra Gunjal, Mr. Sanjay Katale, the mathematician, the art and artists, Mrs. Roma, the late Mr. Pardesi, the organizers and event managers like Shaila Thomas, Shubhra, of course, who came to the forefront in almost every event. Everyone did a great job in their own way, and I was truly impressed by all of them. I had a particularly good rapport with all the senior teachers who were not only caring and helpful, but who were a storehouse of knowledge. And of course, their experience was something to take inspiration from. If there's one word that I can, or maybe one word is not enough, of course. If I could think of a few adjectives: strong, dedicated, sincere, knowledgeable, loving, caring, and so much more. There were a few teachers like Miss Rita Govia, Berna de Costa, who always made a very strong impact during picnics with all their wonderful humor and jokes.
And our days in the staff room and Father Fuse to blow the roof out. The Father Fuse used to come in the staff room. All the teachers would be laughing and joking, and Father Fuse would come and say, "Shh." I still remember that. Such a wonderful person to come in contact with. Great respect for him.
To be very honest, I was fortunate enough to work with wonderful faculty. So it is very difficult to pick a name. But how can I forget Father Fuse? He guided me and supported me in early years as a teacher.
Father Fuse was there for few years. Maybe nearly half of my teaching career was with Father Fuse, and later on there came so many principals. The majority years were of Father Fuse and I think Father Leo also. I have so much to say good about Father Fuse that I can't stop admiring him as a principal and appreciate his work. An efficient and excellent administrator.
I also remember Father Fuse going on his rounds in the recess with a wooden scale in his hand. But instead of running away from him, boys often crowded around him. Where do you get to see such a bonding of hearts?
I used to get scared a lot. Father Fuse, I never spoke with Father Fuse. I must tell you, Father Fuse was there till 95. Okay, till then I spoke to Father Leo or Father Fuse only four times. And when he got transferred to Mumbai, then I made it a point to write a letter. And in my letter, I told him, Father, I was very weak in English and I always used to get scared of you and all. So he said, it's okay. And he sent me a very nice letter, right? And he replied me in a very nice manner. And that letter is still with me.
There is so much to talk about the school memories and teachers, the school activities and the students and the interaction with all of these. There were several students, some of them remember the teachers and some we never get an opportunity to see them or meet them. Vaibhav Katyare is a very popular name. It's a sad memory because Vaibhav was in the bad company of boys. He was misbehaving in the class, and that was my period, and I went and told father because behind my back this particular boy had made one dirty sign. Father was very angry. He came to the class, he dismissed the class, and he told all the students, after the last period, each student from this class will come to my office, dump his bag in my office, go home, bring the parents tomorrow, and I apologized to teacher Balbina. Next day, many parents were coming 2-3 days, whatever possible ways. They came to me, they apologized. The students' parents also came and they were sorry for his behavior. But later on, that sad incident took place. Vaibhav was kidnapped, and you know what happened. I just shared this memory with you. I hope I have no intention of hurting anyone or finding fault with anyone. It is just the past tense. It will not change. So I'm sorry if I have hurt anybody's feelings. I may not remember the names of all students, but I do remember every student. I remember especially those who were good students and also not good in studies. Sometimes you like a person not for the studies, but there were also students who were not good in studies, but still they were good students. Mukul Bhatia, Philji Frederick, Supratik Datta, Arun Kela. I remember these names who were on my class list.
My first venture in training boys for elocution competitions was a success. The first child I trained was John Chavan. You may remember him, who bagged the first prize, and then there was no turning back.
I loved all my students. I loved Love Gupta. I remember him, a little plump and harassed and teased and worried by all his friends. But he had such a beautiful, cute smile. I also remember you, Rishi, with your lovely, melodious voice.
Day by day, I was improving by looking at different students. In general, you will find that it is a very common thought that there is a great impact of teachers on the student. But I am not totally agree with this. Rather, I would say it is both the ways, right? So sometimes students' impact is also there on the teacher, right? And so I learned many things. I learned many things from many students, right? From many students. From your batch especially, I would like to, I try to imbibe all the best qualities of my students in me. Now Pushkar Joshi, I think he belongs to your batch only, right? He used to wear very nice uniform, right? Nicely pressed, very nice knot he used to put on the top and neatly used to come, very well polished. Vivek Futana, his good quality, I preserved his notebooks for a long time. What clean, neat handwriting he has, really commendable, I would say. I never came across with such a nice and a very decent boy. Always used to have a very short hair and used to come very nicely, So likewise, Vinay was very humble, right? Vinay was very, very humble boy. You will find that Vinay Chumble, and his smile I admired still. And in sincerity, you will surely find Lahoti, right? Tushar Lahoti, I think he also is from your batch. So, I must tell you, the way of writing, I never forget that of Anuj Kapadia. Okay, he used to hold pen in a left hand and he used to write this. Still I remember that. Nathan sir was very angry with me. He said, Mr. Katale, that Mayuresh Pradhan's grandfather is going to come and he is very much annoyed with you because you have not assessed the science paper properly. I said, what happened, sir? Because I was not knowing that who is a scholar and who is average and who is that I was not knowing about it. So that time I think Mayuresh had got some 93 marks and he always used to get full marks. Then his grandfather came. Then somehow, really, I tell you that I explained them that I have prepared already a very nice answer sheet. Please go through the answer sheet and all that. And somehow I made him satisfied that whatever marks Mayuresh has got are good marks or satisfied marks, you can say.
Well, my dear boys, one of the best relationships in the world is that of a teacher and a student. And the bondage is very strong. Today also, I feel proud to say that my students have honestly and very, very sincerely maintained this relationship. Some time ago, when I underwent a very major open heart surgery, and when my students came to know about this, there were a lot of inquiries, not only from India but also from abroad. There were continuous calls made to my doctors at the Apollo Hospital and my daughter, who would give my students time to time information about the progress of my health. I sincerely thank each one of you for your prayers and good wishes, which really brought me out of the stormy situation which I had faced at the hospital.
Some favorite students, many are there. Some students which never allowed me to use my long recess for my lunch. The moment big lunch break, they used to come and stand near the lab. Cut. Sir, kholo darwaja. We have to practice. And there are many students, because of extracurricular activities, they used to come on Saturdays for extra learning, coaching. So there are many favorite students: Navneet Narayanan, Anand Sitaraman, Jay Sanghvi, Avik Chakravarti, Vanvani was there, Stephen Singh. Some episodes which I can remember. So we have to send internal marks of prelim to the board. So there, if he fails, then he can't appear for the board exam. One student, I can't recall his first name, he was in 10th standard. He didn't give the exams properly. So I told Nathan sir. Nathan sir said no. Somehow you push him. Then I went to Father Fuse. Father Fuse said that, is he okay or not? Well, no sir, father, he doesn't know anything. Okay, fail him, doesn't matter.
My favorite student. Do you think I will be able to tell you one name? For me, ever since I have taken this vocation, every child has been special.
Normally, teachers' favorite students are well behaved, well mannered, clever. I did like them, loved them. But my real favorites were naughty ones, backbenchers. They were naughty but innocent. In spite of their mischievous way, they were good at heart. So my favorite student of this batch was Harish Pillai. Very often he would get scolding, beating, but he never disrespected me. I remember one incident. At that time, school used to have games on sports day for teachers and parents. And I was a teacher and parent as well. While we were playing game, he was cheering me up, shouting, come on miss. And I still remember, I won both the prizes and I was very happy. I was so touched, and later on, he became my favorite. I never showed him. Of course, now he will come to know.
Yes, our students, an intelligent lot, extremely cooperative and dedicated, not only to their work, but also a sincere sense of cooperation. Any assignment that was given to them was done to perfection. I hardly remember any cases where I had problematic students, as they would call it. But no student is problematic. Fortunately, I did not encounter any issues with students. And I suppose I did touch a chord deep in their heart, because a lot of them kept in touch and do keep in touch even now, after so many years. This is a good example. Getting videos from teachers and trying to make a sort of tribute for them. Commendable effort.
One more thing I'm guilty of because of being in Xavier's. I got my baby after 25 years of marriage and so happy and so thankful to God for that. But before he came, I used to pray for a baby boy, all because of all of you. Got so used to being and dealing with the naughty fellows like y'all that I could tune myself up with boys much more than girls. All because of y'all. I am so guilty. I'm so sorry for that. It's very bad on my part, but I wanted a boy. That's the change Xavier's and the boys brought in us and our lives. But you've been so naughty, but still so obedient and loving children. It was a pleasure being in Xavier's and being among all of you. After I joined Boys Town, for so many years, I used to call the class as boys, and the girls would say, "Teacher, we are also there." And I used to say, "I'm so sorry." Got used to saying so much boys, boys, boys. I used to call them also boys.
Now at present I'm teaching in a junior college in Mumbai. The students in Mumbai are very different than the students which I taught in Xavier's. You all were so loving, affectionate. Some of you were good in studies, some of you were good in sports, some were all-rounders. But every student was a unique personality. It was a different experience with each student. While teaching, I even learned myself to read the students, to teach them. They were like my own children.
Hello and good morning everyone. Today is the 30th of May, Sunday. I am Timothy Sashikant Wagmare, passed out in 1995, a proud student of St. Xavier's High School.
Respected teachers and my dear school friends, I hope you are all doing well. It's been almost 25 years I passed out of St. Xavier's, and I still cherish all the memories of my school days.
Hello Xavierites, this is Anand Kazare. Well, batch from 1984 to 1995, so 11 golden years of being a Xavierite. Probably the best time of my life that I have spent.
Hi everyone, what a blast from the past, eh? Can't believe it's been over 25 years since graduating St. Xavier's High School, Nashik Road. Unbelievable memories.
Hi friends, this is Mandeep Nanda here. So I passed out Xavier's in year 1995 and I joined Xavier's from first standard, and I remember Beena Kakkad was my first class teacher, and in 10th it was Shobna Ramchandran Miss.
Hello from Singapore. My name is Rohan Randive and I am from the Xavier's 1995 batch.
This is Satish Nair from St. Xavier's High School, 1994-95 batch.
Teachers, when I say teacher, they have a significant amount of role which they play in the building of a character of a student. They are the first people who lay foundation and teach us the importance, lessons of what education is in the coming years or in life. They are those people who make the complicated things very easy to understand for the students. I still remember the values, what they taught us in school. They taught us how to fight our problems in daily world, which has helped us to face our problems bravely. I was never an excellent student for that matter, but our teachers, they did support me, directing me to the right path and encouraging me to do better.
Then Xavier's has been extremely instrumental in molding my life in the way I am really gearing and running my show. I completely have a huge respect for the teachers, to the staff, and to overall, even including the housekeeping staff that we had in the school. They were so loving, they were so caring. So all those golden memories I always cherish in my life.
I still remember joining the school in 6th standard in 1990, over 30 years ago at this point, and then spending 5 years over there and making so many memories over that time frame. When I joined, I was in 6th A, and our class teacher was supposed to be Talis teacher, but we had a substitute teacher because she had a back problem, and we ended up with Shaila teacher being our class teacher, and it was such a fun year. And I left the school in 10th C.
Every time the word Xavier's comes up, it actually brings back some of the most fond and cherished memories from our childhood. Be it images about our school's pink buildings, the extensive playground that we had behind the school, the quadrilateral where we used to have our daily assemblies, the smell of the canteen, particularly the batata vadas just before the canteen break, and the fondest among those by far the memories of our teachers, be it the endearing smile of Father Fuse, the strictness that Mr. Nathan had, the stories that Bichwe sir used to tell us occasionally when we couldn't go during the PT classes on the ground, or the poems that Vishal sir used to recite to us to keep us entertained during the classes, be it the art that Pardeshi sir used to teach or the dart that Katale sir used to give.
I still remember the four houses, Shivaji House, Nehru House, Tagore House and Gandhi House. The march past competitions which we used to have on the sports meet in December. We used to practice the routines wherein we had Ahire sir used to scold us, used to shout at us for every mistake we used to make on those beats for that march past. Memories from school which I miss the most is first of all the assembly, early morning assembly we used to have. I started off from 1st till the 10th. I remember the last teacher which we had our class teacher as Ramchandran teacher for 10th. I remember quite a lot of names, Sachin Bhujbal, Ashok Sirsat, Leslie Arthur, Nitin Pagare and Manoj Bhise for that matter. This was a group in the short recess. Then the long recess, the entire time we used to play football. We had quite a lot of football fanatics in our school because football was one religion for us, for Xavierites. Father Fuse, who we had, he was very strict and very disciplined. In the 10th standard, he did suspended us for the last 3 periods for playing an awful football match with the 9th standard.
The very first memory that I have is of sitting in front of Father Hughes along with my mother and father for a pre-admission test in the year 1985, which included identifying colors. The next memory that I have is of teacher Irani in the class KGC. The one thing that I very much remember is that whenever she used to call near the class table, I used to go and grab the table with both my hands, and with a little jump I used to step on her feet. But she was such a smiling, kind and lovable person that she always treated us like her children. In class 4, teacher Annama gave a beating with a flat stick behind the calf muscles most probably for not doing some homework. Soon after that, my mother came visiting her. If I can recall, my mother had given her full permission to punish me, same like she would treat her own child. In class 10C, I showed teacher Ramchandran an out of the syllabus geography textbook, which actually mentioned there were 10 planets. And she immediately lifted that book and showed the entire class. And I had an innocent, shy, and a smile on my face.
I think, in terms of some of the fun memories, I definitely remember that for every break, whether it was the short break or the long lunch break, table tennis was such, a sought after thing in school that all of us would sit on the edge of our seats, just wait for the bell to ring and then rush out, no regard for life or limb, just running down the stairs just to stake our claim on those TT tables, and just playing for hours, making so many friendships with everyone across the batches.
Most of the teachers' names that I recall are Teacher Barna, Teacher Sheikh, Teacher Rosaline, Teacher Moses, Teacher Bhave, Teacher Julie, Teacher Sheila, Teacher Vaibhava, Hindi Vishal Sir for his Shairi of course, then Aroginathan Sir, Sir Katale, Father Kantela. I also enjoyed the drawing class very much. And while in primary section, the craft class by teacher Roma, in which she had taught us like this small aeroplane, which I still make, and I very much remember showing this to my grandmother.
अगर पूछा जाए तो मुझे पनिशमेंट कब मिली Xavier में, तो मुझे एक ही बार याद है जब मैं फर्स्ट स्टैंडर्ड में मेरा पहला दिन था स्कूल का, और पहले दिन पे ही मुझे क्राफ्ट टीचर से केनिंग मिली थी मेरे हाथ पे. So that was the only punishment I got, which I still remember.
In fact, I still can remember the classes with which I started with. So KGB, first A, second B, third C, fourth C, fifth A, sixth C, seventh C, eighth A, ninth C, and 10th C. So this strong memory of being a Xavierite is what I always carry with myself.
I taught two generations once. My ex-students' sons also I taught. Ahmad Kokni was the student whom I taught from 5th till 10th. Later on, his own son I taught from 5th till 10th standard. This is one example I remember.
Our sports days stood out. We were among the very few schools with such a large playground. John Dewey says, education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. And truly, we try to give every experience to all of you. Xavierites excelled in sports, in academics, in art, in music, in dance, in drama, elocutions. We had only boys and only boys, but they never cribbed to get into the roles of girls or women for dance and drama. And you looked so pretty. Our students were unlike any other school students. Yes, they were mischievous, they were very competitive, they were even boisterous, they were very talented, excellent in sports. Most of the boys usually excelled in more than one field. Today's teachers are learning in the different teachers training webinars, seminars, the new schools of thought, or the philosophy of education. So many new concepts are being introduced today to the teachers. I myself conduct such webinars. But let me tell you, Xavier's was already implementing all those things in St. Xavier's in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to look back on the years gone by. And thank you for bringing all of us teachers together. Feels like coming to a feast of fond memories. Well, thank you very much for arranging this meet. Today I'm really very happy because this is not just a gathering, it's a celebration of our lives as teachers. All teachers present here with me will agree that when you are remembered fondly by your students, or when they call you up just to say a hello, or when they organize a meet like this, it feels like receiving the Best Teachers Award.
My reputation as a strict disciplinarian went before me, and it helped me a lot, for at times I had to manage the school single-handedly, especially at the time of the dramatics. My presence on the stage was enough to get pin-drop silence.
You can say by 2010, I must tell you one incident happened, because that was the first batch of the 10th standard co-aided batch, you can say. And in that batch, I bet one student for not attending extra class. And you will find, then his grandfather came to me very next day, and he said, "Sir, you're quite right that you punish this boy. But I must tell you that this boy liked one girl in his class, and you insulted this boy in front of this girl. So he made an attempt to commit suicide." Okay, and really I got scared. So he counseled me in a very nice manner. He said, "Your way is correct, but now situation is different, because now it's not only the boys are there, but even there are girls are also there. Please stop avoiding, right? Please, please avoid giving them corporal punishment." Our staff meetings, you will find, whenever we used to have staff meetings, I used to hide behind the cupboards. There are 2 cupboards are there, okay, in the staff room, and I used to hide behind that. Reason being that whenever I used to be a part of some committee or something, right, then teachers used to ask me that what is the progress of that work, this one, and I was not able to express these things in proper English. So naturally you'll find that my headmaster was so kind to me that he always used to rescue for me, and he used to give the explanation about my duties. And sometimes my teacher used to say, let him say what he wants to say. And these all were very, you can say, things happened in a more or less first year. See, after these 30 years, when I look behind, all right, I repent for one thing, but I really repent for one thing, that I used to punish the students, and many times I used to beat them. That is absolutely a wrong way, right? Today I realized it is absolutely wrong way to correct the students. And my dear students, from my bottom of the heart, I like to apologize for the same, that if I have punished any one of you for some and the other reason, please forgive me. Please forgive me. And I know that I'm fortunate enough, right? I'm fortunate enough to have very nice students like you that will surely forgive me.
Our senior teachers who taught me, they used to tell me, "Mudiani, better prospects are outside." Of course, they used to guide me. They were correct also. But a good financial help was being given by Xavier's. So it didn't come to my mind to quit Xavier's at all.
What do I miss today in school is the only boys' school. That was the best part when I joined all boys everywhere, and they would do their best in everything, whether studies, academics, or sports, they would do their best. And I hope now also in life they are doing their best. Wishing all the students the best of luck in their life, and long live Xavier's. Thank you.
I always remember events like dramatics, sports day, newspaper drive, and a number of other activities. It imbibed in me a spirit of competition and discipline. My experiences there has been so valuable. Made lifelong friends and learnt a lot from our dear teachers.
There are many of you whom I really miss, and thanks to be in contact through Facebook. And that's a blessing, in fact, for me, because I love to be in touch with all of you all. And I miss my days when we were together in class 5 as a class teacher, 6, 7. And in 7 I remember the most, because I think I was very attached to my class. All those students, whoever was there with me, to save you all getting any shouting from any other teacher, protecting my class as such. So those were the golden days, I would say, of my teaching. I left St. Xavier's in 2006 and joined Golden Horizon as a principal, and I'm still working there as a principal.
An embarrassing moment. One day I accidentally got hit by the football in the rainy season. It stained my white shirt, and I had to continue my day with the same stained shirt. A funny moment to share. During school, in the rainy season, I once slipped from the staircase opposite the stage in the short recess. Though it was painful, I was laughing while I reached the master's room, as the students were laughing at me too. A message from me to the students. Attitude governs destiny. Always have an optimistic approach towards everything in life. Never back down. Keep doing good to others. Respect each other. Value dignity of labor. Help every soul that you can in some way or the other. Remember, students, in the end, only 3 things matter. How much you loved, how gently you lived, how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. I and my family will always be grateful to Reverend Father Fuse, Sir Arokyanathan, and the profound Jesuit management till date to give me an opportunity to serve this prestigious institute at Nashik. Xavier's has given me everything.
In my 23 years as a teacher, I experienced many funny incidents. I still remember on the annual day, I was in charge of handing over the certificates to the chief guest, and she was awarding them to the students one by one. When we reached at the end, suddenly I noticed I had only 3 certificates left with me, and I saw 5 boys were remaining. I was totally blank. I didn't know what to do. But meanwhile, I forgot to hand over to the chief guest. I only distributed them. And when I realized, oh my God, what a blunder I made. I was shivering. I looked at the chief guest. Even she was looking at me and smiling. I apologized her. She was very sweet. She said, okay, no problem. The days I spent as a teacher at Xavier's are the best days of my life. I really miss the school activities, teachers, students, parents, non teaching staff, everything except correction. Nowadays, I live in Pune and most of the students are working in Pune. So wherever I go, I meet them. Of course, I don't recognize them. Now they look so smart, handsome, gentlemen. They only come and ask, Teacher, how are you? And these three words boost up my energy. Not only in Pune. Once at Bangalore airport, I was waiting for my next flight. Suddenly, one handsome fellow came and asked, Are you teacher Shinde? I said, Yes. He was so happy. He took a selfie with me like a celebrity and posted on Facebook. Even in abroad, when I was in London, I posted some photograph on Facebook. And very next day, I got a message, Teacher, are you in London? I want to meet you. But next day I was leaving, so we couldn't meet.
I remember the afternoons when all of you in the recess used to rush to the computer department and that screeching of chairs and fighting for the place on computer. They are beautiful memories, children. Remember all of you so much. Those were very beautiful days. So many memories come again. The sports day, the march past, the tug of war, the houses, the dramatics and the practice, elocutions, class assemblies, and our computer exhibition.
In Xavier, the computer was a graded subject. Most of you were not so interested in the subject. But now I see some of the students, those who were not so good in computers in school days, have excelled in computer sector. They are working in big computer companies. It is really a proud moment for me.
I remember in Xavier, students used to help teachers at the time of Shrine Feast, the newspaper drive, annual function. Then we used to have sports. You always so cooperative and helpful.
I remember the gratefulness, the respect that students have shown in the past. Now that is lacking at present. But one request, rather a message for all of you, for the next generation also. Respect your teachers, be grateful to them, respect your parents, respect your elderly, all the elderly people, and care for them, love them. What they want is only love. Don't magnify money and success. There are so many other things that you can think of, and you remember these values. Value these values in your life, and God will bless you abundantly. May all your dreams come true. All my blessings to all of you.
We have lost quite a few teachers, and we have also lost so many dear students. Before concluding, I wish each one of you to be your best in whatever you choose to do. Never forget you are a Xavierite. Never forget your motto. Teach your kids the values you learned. Speak a kind word. Wipe a tear. Lend a helping hand. Accompany a lonely person. Look around and discern the right from the wrong.
Okay, so before I conclude, I like to give one good thought to all of you. See, we all belongs to the middle class family, so why to have a swaggering attitude in life? Right? We are very simple. It is always good thing to be a very simple in life. Right? You should be very simple in life.
That is one thing. And this pandemic taught us one thing, that whatever life we all have got, that is a bonus life. And even if we have got a bonus life, then learn to forgive the people, right? Because many things happen in our life that many people criticize us, many people say so many wrong things to us. So please, if possible, learn to forgive the people. And really, I like to request you all, if possible, I don't drink. I must tell you, I don't drink and I don't smoke. So I like to tell you all, right? Please don't. Even sometimes you all may say that casually we drink and all, but please, it's my humble request to all of you, stop that, because I'm not having diabetes, right? I'm not having diabetes, so not to play with your, of course, health, right? Because there are responsibilities on us, and you will surely find that to fulfill our responsibilities is our job. We don't know that when that call will come and we have to go, but still then we have to take precautions from our side. And if you are having parents, please make it a point that at least once in a month you meet them, you visit them, right? Take their blessings, right? Of course, after your parents, the next people are your teachers, and that's why I'm very much right, thankful to all of you, right? I really like to say thanks to your batch for arranging such a nice things when this lockdown and all things will get over, right? Please make it a point that we all teachers would like to meet you all, right? Take care of yourself. Blessings to you all from bottom of the heart. God bless you all, my dear students. Thanks a lot. God bless you all from Sanjay Katale. Okay, thank you very much.
I sincerely hope that all of you are doing very well in life, because a teacher's greatest gift and the best joy is when she sees her students prospering in life. Above all, when she sees them being good human beings, and all my students have proved to be that. I extend my blessings, love and best wishes to all of you along with your dear families. Always be happy, healthy, successful, and may God bless you always. Lots and lots of love to all. Thank you.
The message which I want to give to all of you is, whatever work you do, do sincerely. Whether it is a small work, somebody is trusting you for that work. Don't think as if nobody is watching you. Even if you're doing good thing, you are being watched. Even if you're doing some bad thing, you are being watched. Always work hard, be a taskmaster. God bless you all.
Wishing all the students the best of luck in their life, and long live Xavier. Thank you.
By now, all of you are settled in your lives, and I wish all of you a lot of success and happiness. God bless. Lots of love from Teacher Sangeeta.
Teaching my boys was an amazing experience to me, which I really miss even today. Okay, so students, stay blessed. Miss all of you. God bless all of you all to do well in life. Thank you so much.
God bless you. Stay healthy, wealthy and wise. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
The years spent in Xavier's were just glorious. There never was a dull moment. I could go on and on, for the memories are plenty. But time is at a premium. Before I conclude, my advice to you, dear boys, is don't forget your alma mater and the moral values imparted. Help it in any way you can. That I leave to you. Wishing you all the best in life, no matter what you do. Keep me and all the teachers who have taught you in your prayers. God bless you.
I don't have any bank balance. but I'm very, very rich because my bank balance is my students, their love, respect, blessing, and $1,000,000 smiles. Life without passion is not a life. Find your passion. Don't settle. You deserve the best. Understand each other. Love each other. Befriend each other. Share and care. Spread positivity, happiness, love. Sometimes give Jadoo ki jhappi. It really works. So keep smiling. God bless you all and your families.
I really miss you all. God bless.
Wish could meet you all once together with the teachers and the school. It's a dream, but the memories are beautiful and they will always, make the present beautiful. Love you all. Bye. Take care.
I would like to thank all my teachers who have molded me into the person I am today. So I do a job which I am happy about. I am an independent person and I speak up against wrong things. So I hope they'll be glad to know that I do my best as a responsible citizen and preach the same. Quite a lot of names I would like to take here, and show my gratitude, and I would like to thank them. Roderick's teacher, Sangeeta Rodricks or Sangeeta ma'am, Sheila Thomas Kute sir, Maji teacher, Aruganathan sir, Geeta Sequera, Katale sir, Zainab teacher, and all those teachers whom I am missing quite a lot names here. I really apologize for that. But thank you, teachers, for all those lessons you have taught me. I couldn't have asked for more. So I'm here just to show how thankful I am to all of you, and to build me in a person who I am today. So that's it. So thank you so much, and take care, everyone, and stay safe.
I really thank most of my teachers who really have been very, very considerate in trying to give a very strong platform to almost all the students who have gone through their academics in St. Xavier's. Personally speaking, I would like to thank Lone teacher who has really molded and brought out the confidence in me as a student, especially with the Marathi elocution that happened when I was in 9th standard, and really as an individual that platform gave me a lot of boost and confidence. I really thank Lone teacher for that, because of her efforts in trying to identify the talent in a student. I am able to face the world with a lot of confidence, and I personally believe it has been a very big instrumental booster for me and my career and my personal life.
So many unbelievable teachers along the way across all the different subjects. Harshal, when he reached out to me, said, will you name your favorite teacher? I said, no. I've just learned so much from all of you, and all the experiences and everything has been so amazing that it's really hard to just single out anybody, and I'm just really excited to have this opportunity to reach out to everybody virtually and reconnect. The punishments that I remember, and I guess I can safely say that there's probably no teacher that I didn't get punished by, but definitely still remember Father Fuse sneaking up behind you, twisting your ear so badly that it would hurt for days and turn purple, from the bruise. It still hurts just thinking about it, in fact.
I really miss those school days. वो रिसेस, वो डब्बे खाना साथ में, वो क्लास में बैठे बैठे डब्बे खाना दोस्तों के साथ, वो फन, वो मस्ती, सब मिस करते हैं अभी, और मैं भी मिस करता हूँ.
These memories will always remain with me forever. These are very, very fond memories. Just wanted to say thank you, teachers, for guiding us, during those formative years that we spent at Xavier's, for inspiring us to do things and achieve things during those years, for igniting the imagination to things that our eyes and our ears couldn't see back then. More importantly, thank you for making us what we are today, and for being an important part of that journey which continues today. I wish you all very best, both the teachers as well as the team at Xavier's. I will remain an ardent Xavierite. Thank you.
I have made a lot of good friends in the school days, and thanks to all the social media, I'm still in touch with them. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank all the teachers for giving us this wonderful platform to become good and better human beings. I am proud to be a Xavierite.
St. Xavier's had been a phenomenal experience, and I think anybody and everybody who has been a Xavierite is really a proud Xavierite throughout his life. Thank you very much.
Super excited. I'm so glad to be able to, say hi through this video. I hope each and every one of you are doing really, really well. And I hope we have the opportunity to have some kind of a virtual reunion very, very soon. Thanks to everybody who's had a hand in putting this video together. And again, really looking forward to reconnect and staying in touch. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Back to the start of things. I would wish the future well, and I wouldn't change a thing. All the things I fear the most, they'll be bound to set me back. Any wrong I ever do will always come back to me. Time was a film run backward through my hands. I could feel the pyramids move in the sand. I was up and I was high when I hit the air pocket, and I thought it was the end till you became a butterfly. You'd been closing in on me day after day. Mirrored in your eye, I was a castaway. Turn the clocks back, we're running